Does this look familiar? You envisioned a peaceful home where your cats nuzzle together like a fuzzy yin and yang. But instead, you've got a high-stakes thriller featuring mid-air chases and ambushes at the litter box and tufts of fur flying like tumbleweeds. Hello, everyone! Today we're talking about why our gentle, purring companions sometimes turn into tiny gladiators, and how we, as their personal assistants and devoted guardians, can help them find their zen again. After all, a peaceful cat isn't just about saving your furniture or your nerves. It's the foundation of your pet's long-term health and happiness. Living with multiple cats is a double dose of love, but it's also a double dose of responsibility. By nature, cats are territorial, solitary hunters whom we, as humans, have asked to become social roommates. Sometimes that social contract hits a snag. Conflict in the feline world isn't about being mean or spiteful. It's driven by deep-seated biological mechanisms. If your home has become a bit of a war zone, the key is to act gently and systematically. Today, we'll explore 10 science-backed methods to transform your home from a battlefield into a sanctuary. We'll dive into feline psychology, learn to speak their silent language, and discover how to organize your space so that the reasons for fighting simply vanish. Let's start with the basics. To a cat, your home isn't just an apartment. It's a sovereign state with strictly defined borders. The arrival of a new cat is, quite literally, an unannounced invasion by a foreign power. Cats are incredibly sensitive to hierarchy. Even if they've lived together for years, a sudden stressor can shake this fragile balance. Imagine if a complete stranger was moved into your bedroom without anyone asking you. Your first reaction probably wouldn't be to offer them a cup of tea. You'd defend your space. Your resident cat might hiss at a newcomer simply because they sat in her sunbeam on the windowsill. This isn't bad behavior, it's border security. Remember, for a cat, safety is synonymous with having total control over their territory. But territory is just the stage. The real drama begins when the kingdom feels too small for everyone's appetite. The biggest catalyst for feline conflict is a deficit of resources. In the wild, a cat hunts for its own food and finds its own den. In your home, they are entirely dependent on you, and that dependency breeds anxiety. If there's only one bowl but two cats, it's a recipe for constant tension. Biologists and behaviorists suggest a golden formula for resources: N+1 Rule, where N represents the number of cats you have. This means if you have 2 cats, you should have 3 water bowls, 3 litter boxes, and 3 scratching posts, ideally in different rooms. When Oliver knows that if Luna is using the litter box in the hallway, he has a backup option in the bathroom, his cortisol levels, the stress hormone, drops significantly. Cats are true individualists. Even best friends usually prefer to dine in separate restaurants where no one is breathing down their neck. Now that we've handled the horizontal space, let's look up. Literally, cats are unique. They are both highly efficient predators and potential prey for larger animals. Because of this, having a view from above is a survival instinct. Vertical space is your secret weapon for peace. Wall shelves, tall cat trees, or even a cleared spot on top of a cabinet create essential escape roads. In a cramped apartment, cats fight more often simply because they physically can't avoid each other in a narrow hallway. A less confident cat can walk right past a bully if she's safely perched on a wall shelf. She feels secure because she controls the high ground. By adding a few wall steps, you're effectively doubling your home's square footage in the eyes of your cats, without changing the floor plan at all. Sometimes, to understand each other, cats don't even need to see each other. They just need to have a sniff. A cat's nose is their primary communication tool, a whole information system. Any new introduction or reconciliation after a fight should start with scent, not sight. We call this scent swapping. Take a clean cloth or a sock, rub it gently on the cheeks of one cat. That's where the friendly pheromone glands are located. And let the other cat sniff it. Place that scented object near their food bowl during mealtime. This way, the smell of the rival becomes associated with the best part of their day: eating. It's like checking someone's social media profile before a first date. You're already a little familiar, and the fear of the unknown starts to fade. Never force a face-to-face meeting on day one. Patience is your most valuable currency here. But what if the atmosphere still feels electric? This is where modern science lends a hand. There are specialized diffusers that release synthetic pheromones. These mimic the soothing signals a mother cat sends to her kittens, creating a sense of absolute security. It's not magic, and it's not a sedative. It's a chemical all-clear signal to the brain saying, "You are home, you are safe, there is no threat." Think of a cat diffuser like the smell of fresh-baked cookies and a warm blanket on a rainy day for us. It's hard to stay grumpy when you feel that cozy. However, be cautious with catnip. For some, it's a way to relax, but for others, it's a high-octane stimulant that can trigger overexcitement and, unfortunately, lead to a new round of wrestling. To prevent a storm, you have to read the clouds, or in our case, the subtle signals of the feline body. Your pets almost never attack out of the blue. There is always a silent dialogue of gestures leading up to it. Ears pinned flat against the head are a clear signal. "I'm terrified," or "I'm furious." A fixed, unblinking stare is a direct challenge to a duel. A tail lashing violently from side to side is a thermometer for boiling irritation. If you see one cat blocking another in a doorway with just a look, that's aggression, even if it's silent. In that moment, don't yell. Simply walk between them or create a soft, distracting noise. Your goal is to break that eye contact before the claws come out. Often, aggression is just misplaced energy. If the hunting instinct doesn't find an outlet through toys, it inevitably turns toward the nearest roommate. A bored cat is a potential aggressor. Regular interactive play that mimics the hunt, eat, sleep cycle, stalking, chasing, and finally catching the prey, is the best antidepressant. It's important to play with each cat individually so they aren't competing for the same feather wand. 15 minutes of active play before dinner works wonders. If a cat has just hunted a toy mouse, they'll be far too busy grooming and napping to think about world domination or a hallway ambush. A tired hunter is a happy, mellow roommate. Perhaps the most vital element is your own reaction. Shouting, loud noises, or spray bottles are a dead end. When you punish a cat, you only confirm their worst fears. Whenever that other cat is around, bad things happen to me. Instead, become the grand sponsor of good news. If you notice your cats just sitting 3 feet apart without hissing, immediately give them both a treat. This is positive reinforcement. It builds a bridge in their minds that says, "Being near my neighbor brings me rewards." If a serious fight does break out, don't try to force them to make up right away. Separate them into different rooms for a timeout. Cats need time for their adrenaline to return to baseline levels. Sometimes this takes several hours of total peace and quiet. Creating peace in a multi-cat household isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. But believe me, every step of the way is worth it. Watching former rivals start to cautiously sniff noses or eventually curl up on the same sofa is one of the most rewarding feelings for any cat parent. Let's recap the essentials. Provide an abundance of resources, add vertical pathways, never rush the introductions, and always reward even the tiniest sign of friendship. If the situation feels like it's reached a stalemate, don't hesitate to reach out to a professional feline behaviorist. Sometimes an expert's eye can spot a tiny detail that we miss in our daily routine. Thank you for being the kind of guardian who cares enough to make life better for your feline friends. So, how do your cats get along? Have you lived through the Great Cat Wars? Or is your home a feline utopia? I'd love to hear your stories in the comments. I read every single one. And if you found these tips helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps us continue sharing the secrets of feline well-being. Take care of yourselves and your kitties. See you in the next one.